Start. Having held that the applicability of the subsection 4a of section 11 presupposes income from a business being profit and gains of the business, the test applied is whether the activity which is pursued is integral or subservient to the dominant object or is independent, ancillary, incidental to the main object or forms a separate activity in itself. Stop. The issue whether the institution is hit by subsection 4a of section 11 of the Act will essentially depend upon the individual facts of the case of the institutions. Where considering the nature of the individual activity, it will have to be tested whether the same forms incidental, ancillary, connected activity and whether the same was carried out predominantly with the profit motive in the nature of trade, commerce, etc. Stop para. The question therefore would be whether the hostel activity of the trust, which is imparting dental education in the institution established by it, is a business activity incidental to the attainment of its objectives, or it is an activity which is an integral and inseparable part of the main activity education carried on by the assessee. Stop. The determinative test shall be the theory of dominant purpose, which is, although the years between upheld to be the determining factor, laying down whether the institution is charitable in nature or not. Stop para. In the instant case, however, there is no dispute about the nature of the institution oblique trust being charitable in nature. Stop. The main activity of the trust being education is covered within the meaning of charitable purposes defined under section 2, and it has been registered under section 12a of the Income Tax Act. Stop. In our considered opinion, running of hostel constitutes an integral and inseparable part of the academic activities carried on by the assessee, and it is not possible to isolate or insulate it from the main activity and treat as business within the meaning of section 11 within bracket 4a. Stop para. It has to be noticed that the hostels being run in discharge of a statutory obligation as institution in question cannot impart dental education without providing for the hostel. Stop. There is no dispute about the fact that the assessee has provided hostel and mess facilities only to those students who are attached with the educational institution. Stop. It is not the case of the revenue that the income generated out of the hostel fees is not used for the educational purposes. Stop. Only reason given by the assessing officer to deny exemption under section 11 of the Income Tax Act is that the income from the hostel fee is excessive and disproportionate to the income derived by other educational institutions which indulge in similar activity, that is maintaining hostel for the students admitted in the institution whether government or private. Stop. According to us, such a comparison was not open in as much as whether a venture or activity of the assessee is a business venture separable from its main activity and whether such activity constitutes an integral and inseparable part of the main activity are matters to be decided on the facts and circumstances of individual case, that is, looking to the nature of establishment and its activities. The issues as to whether the fee charged is excessive or what should be the reasonable amount of hostel fee are wholly extraneous to the dominant purpose test. Stop. The hostel fee charged would obviously depend upon the facility provided to the students.